Hey everyone, this is Wei. Welcome back. Let's do another pretty face drawing, and this time it's the model Delilah Hamlin. So let's get started and I'll talk about the process along the way. Alright, so let's draw this pretty face. I'm just going to start out once again with her right eye. And I don't know who this is. I think her name is Delilah Hamlin. I didn't know what to draw, so as I'm looking around, and then there's this article on her, and I just say, oh, okay, that's a pretty face, so let's draw that. So, you know, there's your motivation, right? All right, so starting, I'm just gonna roughen her eye. Let's see, it's kind of hidden, so let's just do something like that. The slant, go kind of like tilting upwards a little bit, and then the spacing here is a little bit hard to read because half her eye is covered. So I'm just gonna judge the distance, probably like somewhere around here. Hopefully that's fairly correct. Might be a little bit further out. But you know, at the beginning like this, it's kind of hard, right? Because you don't really have much reference point, so you just kind of have to do the best that you can. And again, we can always adjust it along the way. So we do the brow here. Brow, let's see, measuring, you can measure from the corner of the eye and it just kind of goes straight up to the other corner of the brow. So it's kind of like somewhere right there, right? So we're gonna go this way, and then we can measure right around here. It turns, kind of goes up a little bit, you know, like that. Let's see, corner of this eye, you can measure this angle, kind of almost vertical. So yeah, it's probably a little bit lower. I've gotten it a little bit too high. All right, so it's just very blocky. I'm just kind of blocking it in. All right, so let's go down to her nose. If you go straight down from the corner of the eye, it's gonna meet up with the kind of the pretty much her nose, the tip of the nose right here. All right, and then we go across. Find the other side. Let's see the other side. We go straight down. It's kind of like right at the corner of the eye. We go straight down. So we know it's gonna be somewhere right here. So we can meet up with the angle of the corner of the eye. So we're gonna go this way, and then you're gonna hit her nose. Yeah, I think somewhere right here. All right, so probably somewhere right here, and then the slant. It's gonna be the same slant as the eye, right? The overall slant of the face. So I had this wrong at the beginning. And then the nose right here. Here's the tip of the nose, and the hair, we can use the hair. We're gonna come straight down as some kind of reference point. We can just kind of like draw this angle, right, going straight down. And I hope you guys can see this. I know I'm drawing kind of light. I'm probably being a little bit too careful than I normally would. Okay, and then her lip. Okay, middle of the eyeball, you go straight down, you're gonna hit the corner of her mouth, so it's gonna be somewhere right here, and then we can just draw in the lip. Okay, she's got very full lips. So you go straight in, put a little bit closer. All right, and then the lower lip, and then her chin is kind of bigger. Could be the angle. So yeah. All right. So sometimes it looks kind of weird. Yeah, because you know the hair gets rid of half the face, so you're like sometimes it breaks it up a little bit. I don't know. I think her eyes probably like too close together now, or I drawn her lip too big. So yeah, probably should make this a little bit smaller. So let me cut this out a little bit before I go too far and totally, you know, mess this thing up. Okay, so I'm just gonna readjust, making a lip a little bit smaller. Let's make a chin smaller. I think that part looks a little bit better. All right, let's just keep going. I don't want to measure too crazy on this. If I'm off, I'm off. Hopefully still be a pretty face. All right, so now I'm just gonna go in the second pass on the eye, And I am using a 4B lead mechanical pencil. Okay, so that way I don't have to sharpen. Alright, so I'm gonna try to loosen up a little bit. I don't want to be too tight on this. Because sometimes, what I've noticed is like when the face is really pretty, and especially when it's a female, you kind of want to like, oh yeah, on my back of my head, it's like, oh, don't screw this up, right? I mean, it's a pretty face. So that's why, see on my other videos, don't screw up a pretty face by drawing it ugly. So in a way, that kind of makes me a little bit more careful. So it's actually not a good thing, So sometimes you just kind of want to relax and just kind of have a little bit more trust on your skills, but it's always difficult with prettier faces. All right, so we got one eye. Let's go on to the other side. I need to go a little bit higher now. Jesus. Okay. All right. All right, let's see. Yeah, it looks a little bit low. All right, eyeball. The eyelashes, don't do too much of the eyelash first, because those are like the smaller details, so just kind of drawing a couple of lines just to represent it, so then we can move on from there, because you don't want to put in too much detail. You don't get stuck on the eye right now. There's all these other part of the face that we have to draw. All right, the eyebrow. A little bit of shading. All right, this part right here is white. This part is obviously drawn in to make it darker. That's just a regular makeup. All right, so let's move on to the other part of the face. Let's do her nose. It's kind of covered up by hair. Let's see. So nostril here. This turns in. And this is much darker here. And there's a little bit of shading right on the front, because the lighting is from the side a little bit. And yeah, there's not a lot of dark shadows in here, so. Okay. Let's go down. So, the lips got this kind of textures on it, right? I mean, like little grooves. So sometimes it's nice to be able to just do these kind of shading this way, so that you can kind of get some of the texturing. All right, here's the opening of the mouth. It's darker. This part is dark here. And here's the lower lip. Okay, I'm just gonna run these lines again. Let's see, shading here, dark. And then corner of the mouth. So this is darker, darker. Hair. I'm sorry about my voice. Wish I didn't get allergies, but it's that time of the year. This part here, I'm using plain print paper, and you can see this little blotches here is because I erased out earlier, and that kind of changes the surface of the paper. So when I drew it over again, you get this kind of little chunks almost. It's kind of messed up. Yeah, more reason to not erase, especially on these kind of print paper. I mean, if I were drawing on a regular drawing paper, it would be a lot better. But it'll be able to take a lot more abuse. So that's one of the negatives of trying a print paper, but you know, it's okay. All right, so here, here. I don't know how much the hair I want to do because it's just kind of covering her face. Okay, and yeah, I'll probably do the rest, the hair stuff on speed drawing. So, all right, let's go back to the eye one more time. Let's add in a little bit more detail. So, second pass, I just kind of went in and, you know, laid in more the features, right, and just kind of give it an overall light shade. Nothing too substantial. Now I'll go in and kind of make it a little bit darker and probably even things out a little bit. So I'm going to start back out on the eye. So I like to go back on the eye because it's nice and dark, so you can kind of hit it hard and, you know, kind of works your hand a little bit, right? So that you get used to the paper again. All right, so let's go on the other side. Eyebrow right here is darker right here. It's always like that. I know these lines right here are kind of harsh. I'll try to smooth it out along the way. Not too much, but just enough to move it on so I can do another pass on this. Alright, so I'm gonna finish out the rest with a speed drawing because this allergy is really killing me. Alright, and then, well, we'll see if this still turns out to be a pretty face. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back and here's my final drawing for this, and yeah, I think this time I did manage to screw up a pretty face. But I think the face is kind of skewed, but I think the biggest problem was I mean this is actually a pretty big drawing and I was pretty impatient, and with the 4B it just didn't work. It got a little bit better when I switched to the 6B. I was able to sketch a little bit faster since I was pretty impatient with this. And I end up erasing a lot more, which is a kind of a bad sign. Usually, it's like if you see me erase stuff, then something has gone wrong, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Nothing really worked for me this time. It's just, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just maybe I didn't get the right motivation, or it just didn't feel like drawing as much. Yeah, but I think overall, had I drawn smaller, it probably would have made it a little bit less daunting, and I probably would have done a lot better. But overall, yeah, I tried to salvage it, but it didn't. I don't know if it quite worked or not. But I think I'm just gonna leave this one alone and chalk it up as a fail. So, well, either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this drawing, and I will see you next time.